Okay, so hear me out. I was in a 2 hour subreddit, looking at random stuff until a topic caught my attention, which was what happened if Imagine Breaker touches the Omnitrix. And at first I thought um, the Omnitrix doesn't get nagged by Imagine Breaker because it was tech-like and all that stuff. But then I thought more about it, and I thought, no, the Omnitrix just gets destroyed by it. So I left that thread, had an argument, and went about my day. But I thought, man, people should know more about this topic because it's just a fun little thought experiment. It's pretty fun. So I'm just gonna tell you what I thought about this one, how I came through to that conclusion and all that stuff. And yeah, so spoilers for both series because there's a lot of spoilers in this one. Let's talk about the two main topics, the Imagine Breaker and the Omnitrix. The Imagine Breaker is the power in Toma's right arm that allows him to cancel out any supernatural powers, such as magic, miracles, curses, stuff like that. It's also a manifestation of the hopes and dreams of magicians who have a reset button to restore their original world, just in case they mess it up. In other words, it's the reference point of the original world. Well, enough about that. Let's talk about the Omnitrix. The Omnitrix was created by the Galvan named Azimuth. It allows the user to transform into any alien that the device has DNA of. That's about it. So why do people think the Omnitrix doesn't get negated by the Imagine Breaker? Well, the device is tech-based, obviously. It was made through science and nothing supernatural like any spells, rituals, something like that. But the materials are kind of supernatural. To explain, the Omnitrix was made in an alien planet where there's no Earth materials, stuff like that. We don't know what the Omnitrix is made of, but it's definitely an alien material since in episode 1 of the original Ben 10, the Omnitrix literally jumped on Ben's wrist. In the first episode of Alien Force, the Omnitrix recalibrated when it was first used. So the reason why the Magic Breaker can destroy the Omnitrix is not because it's supernatural, but it's not from the pure world. Remember, the Magic Breaker is the reference point to the original world or the pure world, which means the Magic Breaker corrects reality into the pure world's image. Okay, let's talk about the pure world. The pure world is a scientific world, untouched by religion. Also, the pure world is the original world, because the Magic Breaker is the reference point of the original world and also can cancel out any supernatural abilities. The pure world doesn't have any supernatural stuff in it, so it makes sense the Imagine Breaker is the reference point of the pure world. Also, the Imagine Breaker has been shown to destroy physical material like the magic tools Gumnir and Cortana. With all that being said, I would like to answer another question. What will happen if the Imagine Breaker touches the aliens? I would said yes, Imagine Breaker also negs them. But there's one problem, and that will be the Griffith, one of Alice's wonders. You see, the Imagine Breaker didn't work on it, and there might be 3 reasons why it didn't. Okay, let's talk about the first reason. That will be the Griffith has a physical body. The idea comes from Kronza needed a physical body to interact with the physical world. The issue with that is she created a human body so she can interact with the world, also to be immune to the effects of the Imagine Breaker. It also has been shown that the Imagine Breaker could influence and negate entities such as Archangel Gabriel and Scientific Angel Kasakiri. Those beings could interact with the physical world. What about the second reason? And that will be the Griffith has flesh and bones. I get how Imagine Breaker wouldn't affect the Griffith if it has flesh and bones, since animals and humans have flesh and bones and they don't get negated by the Imagine Breaker. But there's a problem with that, and that will be the Griffith was a manifestation of Alice. In the series, Magic Breaker has been shown to negate stuff like flames and lightning because it was created from the power of the user. And if a magician just like created blood or bones from their magic or out of nowhere, a Magic Breaker would have negated it. But the Griffith doesn't follow those rules, and I wonder why. Third reason, Alice's power can bypass the Imagine Breaker. During Tomo's time with Alice, she was able to affect the world and people around her with Live Adventures in Wonderland. During this, she was able to alter people's personalities, people's luck, and the world itself by helping Toma in tight situations where he could have gotten himself injured. Speaking of luck, a Magic Breaker has been confirmed to negate faith and luck, and yet Toma was affected by her world. Another example of this is when Alice prophesies that Toma will die, and this was based on her powers. Toma confirms that Alice's powers were stronger than his, and he did eventually die in the end. So based on those three reasons, the third one makes more sense, since it explains why the Griffin wasn't negated by the Imagine Breaker. Her wonders are connected to her Wonderland, shown when she summoned her cricket bats and her hedgehogs when Wonderland was activated. Also, for people who doesn't know, wonders are or Alice's toys or manifestations to get around problems. Also, for those first and second reasons, it never states that's why the Griffin wasn't negated by Imagine Breaker, so it doesn't really work in this situation. So if you need to bypass Imagine Breaker, you just need to be more powerful than it. You know what that means? Power scaling time. So Imagine Breaker could be scaled to High Hyper, since it destroyed Gumnir mid-flight. Gumnir was a magic weapon that helped Magic God Optimus control her power to become a true Magic God. Magic Gods can control all dimensions and all phases. There are infinite dimensions in the Toar universe since Esper powers are based on Schrodinger's theories. One of those theories being Schrodinger's equation, which involves wave functions. And if those wave functions were added together and multiplied with complex numbers, they create a Hilbert space or an infinite dimensional space. Another example of this is Cortana's all-severing dimension spell, which is able to cut all whole number dimensions. Now, as for Ben's strongest alien, Alien X, it should be scaled to low hyper to hyperversal. To explain, his race, the Celestial Sapiens, has been able to change the art style of his multiverse multiple times. According to a cosmic mom, she states that there are 26 dimensions that matter. So comparing Toaru and Ben's universe, it's safe to assume that Toaru is just more impressive than Ben's universe. So Imagine Breaker just beats it in attack potency. Lastly, I want to talk about Imagine Breaker's effect on the natural forces. It's stated that Imagine Breaker can't affect things that existed from the start, but can affect them if it was messed with. My thoughts of this statement is that Imagine Breaker can't affect anything that was from the pure world, since the pure world is the best phase of the Toar universe. Therefore, that's where everything started.
Look, all I'm trying to say is there's no way these fuckers can can't get negated by a magic breaker, bro. Dude, the whole thing is if you're not in the pure world or from the pure world or connected from the pure world, you're just supernatural to a magic breaker. The Omnitrix, the aliens, you're not from the pure world. It's like I don't know if there's like aliens in Tuaro in the first place, but or the alien materials that the Omnitrix is made from. But either way, there's no fucking way, bro. There's no way Dude. Yeah.
In the end, I can confidently say that Imagine Breaker just negates the Omnitrix and its aliens. But hey, what are your thoughts of about this thought experiment? Did I convince you? Did I not? Uh, any questions about my opinion? Leave in a comment section below. Also, special thanks to Optimus, Ink Tank, and Sky for their videos and the power scaling sort portion. They're pretty good. Pretty good help. Also, special thanks to Reddit user CodeGamix for this awesome, thought experiment or this, awesome topic. Also, I'd like to give a thanks to Establishment IC 5451 for the help of this video. Could have done it without you, bud. Yeah. See you next time.